In a far mountainous kingdom, a king had 3 daughters. While his eldest 2 daughters were as beautiful as any mortals could be, the youngest seemed to radiate with immortal light. A goddess among women, her name was Psyche, and many said she was as beautiful as Aphrodite herself, and so began Psyche's trouble. In the cloud-built halls of Olympus, the goddess of love was pacing the floor. She called for her young son Eros, whose magical bow and arrows could create love in any heart.
Eros! Eros! My son, I have horrible news. Those miserable mortals,
What have they done, mother?
they have committed the worst crime imaginable.
Tell me, we will make them pay for it.
I can barely utter the words, but they declared that a mortal princess
Yes,
is as beautiful as I am.
that's it. I thought it was something terrible.
Eros, you don't understand. I am the goddess of beauty. Goddess, do you know what that means? No one's looks can rival my own, especially not a mortal's.
Isn't beauty in the eye of the beholder?
How can I expect you to understand? You were not born with my burdens. When I first sprung from the sea foam, they gathered around me and worshipped me. How glorious is Aphrodite! They cried, beauty has been my title, my right.
You look the same as you did when you were born. Gods don't age.
Yes, my skin is still as soft as it ever was. My hair has its old luster, but over time, people grow tired of the same old things. They look for something new, something inferior. Ever since the day I was born, I've been defending my title. But my son, this is the deepest cut of all.
What would you like me to do?
I need you to ruin her, of course.
You want the usual? Make her fall in love with someone hideous and penniless, right?
That would be perfect. Somebody completely disgusting like a shepherd or something. They don't bath for months.
Is this type of thing in my job description somewhere? I thought it was supposed to use my arrows to bring love, not pain.
Love is pain. You're bound to figure out that soon. Now fly down to earth. Psyche is her name. Will make her regret ever crossing the goddess of love. Be careful, darling. Remember, mother loves you.
In an earth-bound palace, the Princess Psyche sat in her chambers. She had spent a whole tiring day entertaining suitors from far-off lands. They all wanted her hand in marriage, but her father had turned them all away. He was waiting for a sign from the gods.
So, Psyche, another day of marriage proposals? You must be exhausted. We are suggest.
Of course you didn't. That's the beauty of it all. They just showed up like flies to dawn.
No one will want truth like us after seeing you.
The only consolation is that when gods take you to Olympus and make you a goddess, able to visit, what an excitement!
Our little sister, the new goddess of beauty?
You two are just jealous! Jealous of what? You being auctioned off like a piece of meat.
At least we will be able to marry for love.
Yeah.
Once in bed, away from the presence of her sisters, Psyche allowed her tears to fall.
My beauty is a curse!
It was there that Eros found the sobbing girl. He floated above her, invisible to human eyes.
Come on, girl, show me your charm. I am a god, she is a mortal. We would never be together. Mother will be furious, but I don't care. Today I have learned love truly feels.
The following day, Psyche's kingly father received a message from the oracle of Delphi. The oracle's words were grave. The gods were angered by Psyche's beauty. The king must sacrifice her or face the wrath of Olympus.
Go on, Griff. Send for my daughters at once.
Father, what has happened?
Oh gods, the oracle has spoken. I must send Psyche to the mountain top.
What have I done?
The gods are jealous, my sweet. On the mountain, a beast will come to you, a winged serpent, and you shall be his bride. I am too old and too weak to resist the will of the gods. They will destroy us if we disobey.
Then I guess I have no choice. I must go to be the bride of the beast.
When the next dawn broke, wailing was heard in the streets of the kingdom. Black cloths of mourning were draped from every balcony. A solemn procession led the princess up the mountain. The king tore his beard as he marched, wailing for mercy, but no mercy came. For all their weeping and gnashing of teeth, no one was brave enough to go against the will of the gods. They left Psyche there, alone on the mountain, to await her monster groom. Psyche wrapped her robes around her and closed her eyes. A faraway sound reached her ears, wind growing louder and louder until it was almost upon her. Then an unseen force lifted her from the rock and into the air. Bright light through her eyelids caused her to open them. Ahead the clouds had parted. Perched atop a springly peak was a palace, shining like the noonday sun.
Is this the home of a serpent? You aren't a snake? Of course I'm not, you silly girl. I'm Zephyr, the Wizard. A giant serpent was coming to take me away. Sorry to disappoint you. You are to be my husband? Good gods, no. The last thing I need is a wife. I'm free. Free as, well, the wind. Your husband is the master of that hole there. He's a friend of mine. I owe him a favor or two. Is he a winged serpent? I've heard him called a plenty of things, but not that. You'll find the spirit of the house, ready to accommodate your every need. All ashore! Now, if you'll excuse me, it's hurricane season. You Welcome, mistress. We are here, though you cannot see us. We are the spirits of the house. We serve the master, your husband. Nice to meet you. The master has commanded us to give you whatever you want. I see. Tell me, what kind of being is he? He is the kindest of masters. Can you tell me what he looks like? As we are invisible to you, he is invisible to us. His goodness is all that we see. The master will arrive tonight in darkness. Who is there?
Your husband. Do not be afraid.
Show yourself.
He cannot.
I don't understand. You tell me not to be afraid, but you're the one who hides. I have left my home, my family, to come to this place. And yet, I am forbidden to see my husband's face.
You can never gaze upon me, Psyche. Your love is all I desire. And you would never truly love me if you were to see my true nature.
How can you know that? Blindness is worse than any appearance could possibly be.
I shall keep you here, and we shall spend each night as husband and wife. But when the day comes, I must be gone from your side.
unfair! If you make me a prisoner here, you must at least give me some right!
This is the way it must be. You must learn to live with this course as I have. Trust me, Psyche.
So Psyche's life began its mysterious routine. She would spend her days idly, attended by the spirits of the house. In the black midnight, her husband would return to her and caress her in that hour but then be gone by the dawn. By some other enchantment, even as they touched, she could never tell his true form. It shifted beneath her fingers, refusing to be identified. He loved her true enough. His attention showed it, and over time, the absence of his appearance no longer concerned her. Whatever her husband truly was, giant serpent or bodily spirit, Psyche grew to love him in return.
Spirits, can I ask you a question? Certainly, my lady. I know. Of course, tell us whom you wish to see. My family. I miss them so much. Zephyr will deliver them tomorrow, but know that they can only stay for the course of a day. Before the sun sets, they must be gone.
Psyche, what is this, please? Is this really happening?
Of course, father. This is where I live these many months.
Husband of yours, he is not really a beast.
No, I don't know for sure.
It's an easy question. Either he's a beast or he's not.
Never seen him?
You mean he's invisible like the servant you keep babbling about?
No, no. He only comes at midnight. I'm not allowed to look at his face.
And you love this thing?
Yes.
Oh, Psyche, he obviously does not love you. Who keep the woman they love in prisoner?
If he had a pretty face, why would he hide it? He's obviously some kind of monster or evil spirit.
I don't think so.
Thanks to God, we came here to talk some into you.
Darling sister Psyche, we don't want to see you become a monster prostitute.
But I don't know for sure that
That's true. You don't know for sure.
he told me I am never to look at his face.
You mentioned that, but the question is why? Why does he hide his face?
Listen to us, Psyche, tonight. While we visit, you must light the lamp and look upon him.
You must end his life before he ends yours.
But I...
Listen to your sisters, Psyche. It may be your only chance of survival.
You don't want to come back and live with us?
We miss you so, dear sister.
Psyche nodded, and the knife was passing to her cold hand. After kissing her family goodbye, Psyche perched on the edge of her bed, staring solemnly at the little lamp that sat on the nearby table. The lamp had never been lit. Her knuckles grew white around the knife handle. Tonight would be the night. Soon the sun finished its journey across the sky, and darkness engulfed her.
Oh, forgive me, my darling.
What are you doing? Is this what I meant to you? Me. You betrayed me.
I thought you were a beast.
What if I am a beast? Would you have driven the knife through my heart?
No, it's...
Silence! You have broken our agreement. The spell is this palace will fade away, and you will be alone once again. But I suppose that is what you wanted, wasn't it? Foolish girl, love cannot live where there is no trust. Ruin the one thing in life that has brought me true happiness. Go back to your people. I can stand and sight of you no longer.
I cannot do it!
There is nothing you can do. Go back to your mortal world. And forget that you once loved Eros, the immortal son of Aphrodite.
On the lonely mountain top, the Princess Psyche sat on a rock where a golden palace had once stood. It was here that an old friend, Zephyr, the west wind, found her.
My lady.
Hello, Zephyr. Once you brought me to this happy place, but I've ruined everything!
Don't cry, my girl. All is not lost.
What will I do? Eros has left me. How could I ever win him back?
Didn't you ever wonder why he kept himself a secret from you?
He is a god, and I'm a mortal. It's obvious now.
That may be a part of it. But remember his mother, Aphrodite. He was protecting you from her. She sent him to ruin you, you know. But because of his love, he could not.
I didn't know.
You let me carry you before. Allow me to once again. Let me take you to her.
To Aphrodite?
Who else? Plead your case to her. Grovel at her feet. She's so vain. All you have to do is flatter her a bit.
Will she let me see her son?
If we succeed, it will like none of this ever happened.
Oh, thank you, Zephyr.
It's nothing. I can stand to see a beautiful maiden cry. Now, come.
I'm a man. I can't go before a god is looking like this.
Trust me. The worse you look, the better.
Are mortals allowed at Mount Olympus?
Some. Just watch your step. The Olympians are nasty lunch.
Amid the clouds there appeared a mountain. Colonnades and glittering buildings wrapped around it. Zephyr carried Psyche toward the palace at the mountain's peak and sat her down within a hanging garden.
Stay here. I will go before you and announce you. Gracious, I've never seen such a fiery temper. She's infuriated that I brought you here, but she said she'll see you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Come in, mortal. Don't dilly-dally. So, have you come to Grovel?
Yes, Your Majesty.
I'm waiting.
Oh, immortal creature of love and beauty, I come to beg your pardon.
I should think so. You little tramp, taking advantage of my darling boy like that? Using your beauty to lure him in. I know your game. I invented it.
Forgive me, Your Majesty.
Why should I? You nearly killed him with that nasty burn. Right now, he has taken to bed, sick from the wound you gave him. He may not survive.
What? I didn't mean to.
Silence and keep groveling until I tell you to stop.
I will do any.
Did I say you could speak? Now I have devised 3 tasks. If you complete these 3 tasks, I will consider forgiving you. They are dangerous tasks and ones of great importance. Fail at any, you will never see my son again. Do you accept this task? Why do you not answer?
You told me not to.
Don't be stupid. Of course I want you to answer.
I accept.
Marvelous! Why not begin immediately? Rise! You have work to do.
There was a flash of light. The two, goddess and girl, were no longer on Mount Olympus, but on a barren plain.
Here is your task. Within this heap is every kind of seed, flax, wheat, poppy, and millet. And silly me, I mixed them all up. I will return at nightfall, and by the time I return, you must have sorted all these seeds into separate piles. Not even one may be misplaced.
This is impossible.
Mike, you're a smart one. Well, you better get started.
Several hours later, Psyche had managed to separate a small pile of flax seeds from the mix. Her back ached, her eyes burned, and the tiny seeds continued to fall through her fingers. She could already hear Aphrodite laughing.
Eros, why did I doubt you? Wait, they're moving. Moving seeds?
And indeed, it seemed like 1,000 specks had come to life within the pile. Sure enough, the specks were ants, an army of them.
Beautiful maiden, the west wind has told us of your misfortune,
and we, ants, have come to help.
Thank you. What did I do to deserve your help?
You do this task out of love, and there is no greater cause.
The goddess will return at nightfall. Would you be done by then?
Of course, my dear. We ants never take a break. We love to work. It's our function. Our day's work is done.
I'll never forget this. Today, you little ones accomplished something that a giant creature never could have.
You've learned your lesson well. Good luck, Princess Psyche.
Impossible! You couldn't have done this on your own!
I didn't claim to. The smallest creatures of the world have helped me. You never said I couldn't get help.
So, that's your game, is it? Well, Missy, the next 2 tasks will be so tough, they'll make your head spin.
I am ready. Bring it on.
A mist formed around the goddess and the girl, and it's called Grey Fingers Grass Psyche. She felt herself being pulled away through the air. When the swirls subsided, she was standing on the edge of a swift stream. On the opposite hill, a herd of shiny sheep were grazing.
My task is a simple one. See those sheep there? I desire some of their wool. Fetch some for me.
Is that it?
Cross my heart.
Very well.
The sheep spun toward her and bared its razor, sharp teeth. She barely snatched her hand back in the time to avoid its jaws.
Oh, did I mention that those are man-eating sheep?
You?
Oh, try not to die. It will be embarrassing to be killed by cuddly creatures.
Left to her task, Psyche tried to clear her mind, keeping a careful eye on the sheep. She knelt by the stream and dipped a cool drink of water.
Don't do it!
What's spoken? Hello?
Don't do it! You can still beat her. Whatever you do, don't drown yourself. It will solve nothing.
I wasn't going to. I will just drink.
Well, that's a relief. I've seen plenty of fools try to get some of that golden wool. They either get their neck bit through or give up and kill themselves right here in the stream out of shame. It's so dramatic.
Where are you?
I'm here, right beside you. No, you're not imagining. A reed is talking to you.
Well, you may not believe this, but it's not the strangest thing that happened to me today.
Since you're not going to kill yourself, let me give you some more advice. I don't usually do this, but I tell you how to get some of the golden wool. But first, you have to promise not to tell anyone where you got it.
No problem.
Last thing I want is thousands of people traipsing around in a bank and drowning themselves in the shallows. One dead body can stink this place up for weeks. That's some Mian Moton over there. They can skeletize a grown man in 60 seconds. What you do is you wait for the sheep to come down for their daily drink. You know sheep? They have one brain between the whole flock. When they come to the water, their fleas get caught on those briars over there. Wait until they're gone, grab it, and you're good.
That's brilliant.
I am the only talking reed for a reason.
Psyche waited for the flock to drink, and after they had gone, 1,000 tiny tufts were left in the riverside brambles. The girl collected these quickly.
Thanks, Reed. I'll never forget this. Aphrodite! Aphrodite! I have completed your task!
The atmosphere crackled, and the goddess appeared. Psyche stretched out hands filled with golden clumps.
Fool! This is not about seed or fleece or love. This is about you and me. I will destroy you if this is the last thing I do. You will never have my son. Ha! That reed has talked its last.
Now, for your final task, I'm sending you to a place where no one would dare to help you. Follow the stream. It runs for many miles. When you reach the mountain, it flows into a cave. The cave leads down into the underworld.
Hades?
If you truly love my son, you will go into the underworld as I ask. You will go to my niece Persephone, the queen of Hades herself. Take this box to her.
What is this for?
Command for Persephone to take some of her beauty and place it into this box, then return it to me.
Then, you will allow me to see your son?
I swear it by the sticks.
How do I even get into Hades?
There is only one surefire route into Hades, my dear. Suicide. Don't roll it out just yet.
It cannot be told how terrifying and deep the land of Hades runs. As the light of the world disappeared, a new light appeared, a sickly light, the light of the grave, and it drew Psyche ever downward on a doomed path.
Mortal, what brings you into Tartarus?
Love. Love has brought me here.
Love. Love has no place among the dead. Here, love is dried up.
I have brought it here with me. I snuck it in my heart.
You are mistaken. Anything that passes the gates of death is dead. Love was alive when you came, but now it is dead. You were alive when you came, but now you are dead.
Please, my queen, help me. Give me some of your beauty. Surely your heart hasn't been frozen completely by this place. Some love must still live there.
Do not trouble yourself with her. Her heart is also dead.
Please, you were once young. You were once in love. Remember it now. Remember the spring. Forget this wintry place only for a one moment.
I am tired of your whining. She will give you none of her beauty.
Please, husband. I believe she was speaking to me instead of you.
What?
Girl, I will grant this request, but only for love. Take this beauty. I hope it will bring you more happiness than me. Now go, before death seizes you completely.
I can't believe it! Only the great heroes have visited Underworld and live to tell it. The beauty. I must make sure it's really there. If I give Aphrodite a box full of air, I'll never see Eros again. Just a peek. That's all I need. Then I'll be sure.
A shriek escaped the box. The beauty freed from its prison. Psyche slammed down the lid as quickly as she could, but she was too late. It had already gone. Psyche fell, defeated, to the ground.
Psyche! Psyche! Psyche, come back to me.
I tried so hard.
You succeeded, you did it. You showed how much you truly love me. Oh, Psyche, I knew you did.
But I failed. The beauty. I opened the box.
Forget that. You did great.
But your mother.
Forget her. I was foolish to hide you away, and you've had to pay the price. But I'm going to make it all up to you, starting now.
But how?
The love god lifted her, higher and higher through the clouds. Soon she saw that they were in the hearing hall of Olympus. Zeus is there.
Zeus, I need your help. Right beside me is the woman I love.
I see that.
But she is a mortal, and I am a god. My mother would never agree to our marriage.
Fooling around with a mortal is one thing, but marriage, it's most unusual.
Never! Never! Never!
I take it that it is approved of this marriage, sister.
Of course I do! This selfish boy has gone against his mother's wishes and fallen in love with a mortal. Who has ever heard of something so disgusting?
Well, I have for one. Perhaps you have forgotten that I have had a few affairs with Earth women.
Well, that's different. You're Zeus.
And let's see. It's rumored that even you, Aphrodite, have been known to have slumming with the mortals.
I never.
Really? What about a man named Anchises? Or a boy named Adonis? Do these names ring a bell?
I was young and stupid. Who hasn't made a few mistakes?
My point, exactly.
The fact remains, a mortal cannot marry a...
Precisely right, Aphrodite. A mortal cannot marry a god.
I knew you'd see it my way.
That is why I have to make Psyche a goddess.
What?
Thank you, Zeus. Oh, thank you. I shall never forget this.
Aphrodite, standing before you, you have the bravest of earthly women. This child has faced task after task, and even descended into the underworld to receive your approval. If you cannot give her yours, I shall give her mine.
What?
Come, my child. So, my two lovebirds, you have been equally matched. Eros, the greatest of hearts, and Psyche, the strongest of soul. Live together in happiness forever, and that's an order.
Go.
Come now, Aphrodite, be a good sport. You'll soften in time. Soon the place will be crawling with children. And think these youngsters will love no more than their beloved old grandma.
Grandma?
लड़ते हो मुझे से मरते हो मुझे पे ये जो है तरीके इनसे ना बनेगी बात जान ले
के लवली के हाथ इस दिल को मिला के कोई हमें सेट कर दे के लवली की ट्रेन की चैन खिंचा के जब भी मेट कर दे